In this video, I'm going to demonstrate for you how to use NVivo software. NVivo software is so important for data analysis and data corpus organization. When you have multiple transcripts, whether they are through Word documents or memos or audio recordings. Once you open the NVivo software, on the left side you get the recent project that you created previously, and on the main view you have the new project, like a new research that you're going to start with. Sample project is for beginners who don't know what NVivo can offer. I'm going to go ahead and click on new project. I'm going to name it as body art because I'm using the same files that we use in class. Create project. It asked me to replace it because I already used it before to practice, once the project is opened here, you are going to import all the transcripts that you have on your computer. You can use files, surveys, and even memos here. I'm going to go for files, locate the file that you need to upload, or the multiple transcripts. Import, and you will see it here. You can rename it too, and you can see it here. Double click it and it will open for you here. For now, I'm going to close it because the next step is going to be creating the code. In order to create the code, I would go on the left toolbar, codes, create on top here, code. Because I already read the transcript, so I have relatively an idea of the codes that I'm going to incorporate in this process. So the first one would be generation. If I have another code, I would click on code again. Let's say identity, and so on. You can keep on doing the same process over and over again. You can also here do a subcode. In order to do a subcode, like under identity, it's so important to talk about purpose. So I can go ahead, put the mouse where the identity is, right click, new code. I can write here purpose. Click here, you have a subcode under the identity. After doing this step, I would go ahead and go back to the file, select the transcript that you need to start coding. Now here's the trick. If you start coding like that, select this paragraph in order to code it. Let's pretend that this paragraph talks about generation. Go for code selection, and click on generation, and that's it. Now the code is added in the codes list. However, in case you want to go back to this transcript and you want to reread everything, and maybe you want to recode stuff or change codes or add codes, here you will have a troublesome locating the codes. Therefore, what I suggest you doing is go for highlight, all coding. Now all the codes will be highlighted. You will not do the same process over and over again. It's just enough to select all coding, and that's it. And now we can continue coding. For instance, I want this paragraph to be coded as identity. I can go for identity. Let's pretend that this statement is under generation. See, it highlights right away. Generation. This one, I want this one to be under purpose. I would go for code selection. Here on the arrow, the drop down list, purpose, and that's it pretty much. After you finish the codes, what you will do is, let's ask ourselves how many codes, or not how many, rather what are the quotations or what are the statements under the code of generation. In order to concentrate all the data that you have under the code generation, I would go for codes generation. Now here we have files 1 because I already used one file, and the reference is 3. So here means I coded 3 statements, 3 phrases, 3 paragraphs under the code generation. Double click on generation. Here you will have all the quotes, all the statements under the code generation. And here it tells you the file name too. So here you can even download the document and it's ready for you. Not only that, but also through NVivo you can use visualization in case you want to do, let's say, code frequency, how many times the code generation appeared in the research. What I do is I go for explore, let's say charts. I'm going to use coding, for instance, coding for a file. Next, you select the file that you want to use the chart. Finish. And here you have a diagram of the codes in that file. Generation, you can see the generation appeared whole a lot in the document. Again, we're pretending. And identity less, purpose is less and less. These data, these diagrams, these tables can be included in your research and adds more reliability, validity, and trustworthiness to your data collection. And before I finish, also you have memos. You can add memos in through NVivo. It's a great tool for, writing or jotting down ideas for future ideas or codes or processes. Thank you so very much. And NVivo is very, 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 very easy software to use, and it's fun to explore. It's really fun because it's really fun and useful because it concentrates for you all the codes that you used in your files.